Yo, what is good with everybody? It's your boy back once again. This is my immediate reactions to Game 7 of OKC versus San Antonio. We got the finals matchup set up. We got the Knicks going against the Spurs. I couldn't be any happier for the San Antonio Spurs, but more specifically, Victor Wembanyama, who won finals, Western Conference Finals MVP. I think that was kind of expected. If the Spurs ended up winning this series, but I couldn't be any more proud of Victor Wembanyama, watching his first playoff run, and, he's had his ups, he has his downs, offensively at least, because the defense is always going to be there. But at terms of, you know, adjusting to how playoff defenses are getting set up and everything like that, he answered the call. And I just couldn't be any more proud of him. Man, it's crazy to think his first playoff run, and they're going to the finals already, and that team is gonna be playoff contention for years and years to come, assuming they don't pull a Nico Harrison and trade Wemby to LA or something like that. Assuming that doesn't happen, right? This team will be back in the NBA Finals for years to come, or will be in the NBA Finals for years to come, at least in contention, right? As far as OKC, there's a lot to talk about with them. I'm not going to give Shea. I know everybody complains about Shea and how he plays and stuff like that. I'm not going to crap on the man. The man literally carried that team tonight. Literally carried that team. It was literally him and Case and Wallace, and everybody didn't show up. Now, AJ Mitchell and J-Dub didn't play. J-Dub, played 10 minutes of Game 6, had the hamstring injury, and, we don't want that to be any more serious, so I don't blame him at that point. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But in terms of the talent, let me start off by saying Chet Holmgren, man, dude, what a absolute shit show this series. This man did not show up at all to help Shea. For a team that was missing their second best player or third, depending on where you have J-Dub ranked, for them to be missing J-Dub and Chet completely being a no-show is just absolutely disappointing. And I don't know where the timidness comes up with him. This man takes 2 shots in the Game 7. 2 shots. 2 shots. That's inexcusable. Literally inexcusable. And I know Caruso didn't play a great game, his antics and shit like that. But 3 for 14, no, that's just not it. But, he did help that team get to where they were supposed to be at least in Game 7, that game won 30 points and stuff like that. And he had a couple games where he had like 4 or 5 threes in the game. He helped this team. He did his part. Case and Wallace had a really good game today, but Shea literally carried this team from the start of the game to the end. It just wasn't enough. And like I said, your second best player available in Chet only getting 2 shots in the game. And I was kind of going on and off because I was at work, so I was catching the game here and there and stuff like that. And I seen Chet take 1 shot to start the game, and I think he made his first shot. So you mean to tell me after that, 1 more shot was all he took in a Game 7? That's just inexcusable. Literally inexcusable. And I don't know where OKC goes from here. I mean, they'll be back in contention. Don't get me wrong. I'm just talking about as far as who do they keep, who do they get rid of. I think you might have to look at getting rid of J-Dub if he's not going to be healthy. AJ Mitchell might be gone soon. We don't know. But I would be looking for Chet, honestly. Either Chet needs to improve next season or he's out. There is just no way. And I don't know if it's because of all the shots Shea takes, but he is the best player on that team. I don't know if it's just Chet. I just don't know, dude. Having 2 shots in the Game 7 is just inexcusable. I think that's just the word today. It's just inexcusable. But going back, I'm not going to dread on it too much about OKC and their failures tonight. As far as the Spurs, I like I said, Everybody showed up tonight when they needed to. Wemby didn't have a great game offensively. I mean, he had 22 points and 7 rebounds, but everybody else showed up. Castle showed up. De'Aaron Fox, brought in his mentorship. He's one of the veterans on his team, along with Harrison Barnes, and Champagne even showed up as well. And I just couldn't be any more proud of this team, man. I'm really happy for this team. I'm really, y'all know how big of a LeBron fan I am and stuff like that, and a Lakers fan and stuff, all that stuff, that doesn't need to be said. But seeing the Spurs and, this year, I had them, at least making the playoffs, but I didn't think they would already be finals contention, right? And you watch the Spurs in entirety this season, and the way that they've improved, especially at the point guard spot. They got De'Aaron Fox earlier in the year, in the middle of the year last year, but that wasn't enough time for De'Aaron Fox and Wemby, to get going. And Wemby obviously had a blood clot, so they couldn't make that push for the play-in at least. But you knew eventually they were gonna get it together. Wemby got his point guard, and they were gonna make some noise this season. And sure enough, they made a lot of noise to where they finished second in the conference, finished as one of the best teams in the league. And, it was everybody needed to take them seriously. And you saw that from the first round. They weren't joking around. Got it done in 5. Would have got it done in 4 if Wemby didn't get hurt. Then next series, they got it done in 6. That could have been in 4 had Wemby not get ejected. And, game 1, I know obviously they lost, but, that could have been done in 4 or 5. But, at the end of the day, they still took care of business. They weren't playing with their food. And that's what I love about this team. They don't play with their food compared to other teams like the Cavs. I'll make a separate video about the Cavs next time because, oh my God, I don't even know what to say about them. But I got a lot to say about that that Cavs and Knicks game that I went to with me and my boy Cello this past week. But the Spurs don't play with their food. They're a team that takes care of business when they need to, and they get the job done. They don't play down to their competition. They don't play up to their competition. They treat every team the same, and that's what I love about the Spurs. They don't joke around. They're legit, and this is gonna be a great finals, man. I'm really excited for the finals, dude. Obviously, we got news about Mitchell Robertson. He had his surgery on his pinky, but I think he's ready to go. He said he will play through it and stuff like that, which is good because if Cat, besides Cat, who else is gonna stop defend Wemby? I don't think anybody else. So Mitchell Robinson had to be here to defend Wemby, and that's what's gonna happen. And I'm just glad we're gonna get 2 teams that, this is my first time seeing the Knicks, in the finals. I was born in '99. That's it's crazy. I was born in '99. And that finals was the Knicks and the Spurs, and now we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it for the first time. Well, I'm gonna get it for the first time in my lifetime. So, I just love watching history and stuff like that. Seeing Wemby go to the playoffs for the first time, make it to the finals already. The Knicks making the finals for the first time since I was born. That's another thing as well. It's gonna be a great finals, dude. I hope everybody enjoys the finals for what it is. I really hope there's not a lot of discourse talking about fouls and stuff like that. That should be settled. After tonight, that should be settled. I hope it's just a lot of talent. Everybody's displaying their talents, and who's the better team at this point. And I can see I can see a case where either team can win this series. I can see the Knicks winning this series. I can easily see the Spurs winning this series. But we just don't know. We just gotta wait because I've seen the Knicks beat the Spurs already with Wemby playing. So they kind of have a little bit of a blueprint on how to defend him a little bit. We'll just see. Game 1 starts Wednesday, not Thursday this year. It's a Wednesday. So it's going to be a great finals. I'm really going to enjoy this. This is one of the best seasons I've watched in basketball. I don't know how long, but it's really great, man. It honestly is truly great to watch this season. To pay attention this season around compared to other seasons. I mean, I've been paying attention obviously to other seasons, but just enjoying it. I think that's what it is. Really enjoying the sport itself. And like I said, I really hope this series goes 7. I'll give you guys my predictions on who I think is gonna win the finals and stuff like that. I'll recap, the Spurs and the Thunder, and I'll recap the Knicks and the Cavs because I gotta talk about that, right? But anyways, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're gonna get some more content out before the playoffs, or not before the playoffs, before the finals at least. And I got the next 2 days off after tomorrow, so I got Monday and Tuesday off. I will definitely be having content for you guys as well. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment who you guys think is gonna win the NBA Finals. I'm not gonna spoil who I think is gonna win. I'll save that for the next video. So until then, I'm out.